Welcome to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Don't forget to give us a call. We'd like to hear from you. Tell us what's going on in your life. You can give us a call at 661-298-5487, or that's 661-298-KHTS. And don't forget to go download your free AM 1220 KHTS app at your favorite app store. We're also on iTunes now, live streaming, a lot of great stuff that you can get out there and listen to the show. My name is Réal Andrews. I'm one of your hosts. A fitness professional. I've owned 3 of my own gyms going back 30-something years. I'm going to be 53 on Sunday. Oh, my gosh. It sounds like I'm ancient. But, you know, I only feel old when I look at one of those machines in the gym and I ask you how old you are, and I go, oh. But actually, you know, and I've been around a while. And I'm very passionate helping people get physically fit. And along the way, I realized I just had a gift to help people, you know, think out of the box and to become more than they could be. And then fast forward later on in my life, I was blessed to run into my champion here, Alex Urbina, who, Alex, tell us a little bit about what you bring to the table.
You know, for the last 20 years, my job is to really help people get from where they are to where they want to be, and get inside that gap and do that work, you know, look at some of the things that are getting in their way, and really having them see that clearly and having those aha moments. When you can see things that you couldn't see before, I think that's what personal power is really about. When you can finally see them and start to work on those things, for me, it's the most amazing experience. It's what really changed my life, was being able to see some of the limitations that I had, my own self-limiting beliefs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're like a superhero. Like we're stuck in one jersey and we like have, what would our letter be like? You know how they all have like what would we have on our chest?
What do you mean?
Like we're like, you know, I'm like the physical, you know, passionate, you know, motivation.
I visualize an S, right?
An S?
But it would be chopped in half, and the two links would be kind of hanging on each other. So there would be a bottom part and a top part, and you just take the S, and they would be like connected. So
would I be the top S or you'd be the top?
It doesn't matter.
You sure?
Yeah, because if you're down from the bottom, I'd push you up, and if I was down, you'd be in the top pulling me up. See, I always got an answer. I always got you good answer.
You got me back.
I got you back.
Okay. No, in all seriousness, okay. You actually, you know, so what we're going to talk about is dysfunctional versus functional today, which is, you know, with working with you, it's really what it comes down to. I mean, you just said, you know, you help people get from here to there and, you know, get what's in their way out of their way so they can be everything they're created to be. Really, a lot of it starts with their dysfunction, right?
Yeah, you know what's funny is that a lot of time in my show that I have on Fridays, you know, with my daughter, we talk about a lot of distinctions, you know, for personal growth. And a lot of times I use the word dysfunctional a lot. And I'll get home and my wife will say, you know, you're using the word dysfunction a lot. You're probably turning people off. And, you know, and to me, I'm like, you know what? I can't really get invested in worrying whether I turn people off or not. I'm really invested in how many other people am I empowering to really look at themselves and be honest and say, you know what? Maybe I do have some dysfunctions that I can't see or I'm not willing to look at that are in my way. My job is to point those things out. That's what makes me a life coach. A good life coach is someone that is not attached to being liked by you. And I'm going to point out some of the dysfunctions you have, because that's usually what you're paying me for. You're paying me to point those out to you and kind of handhold you through the process of realizing it, accepting it, looking at it, honoring it, and then letting it go and start working on the functional part of you. And that's the biggest breakthrough, is you finally realizing, you know what, I do have some dysfunctions. There are some things that are getting in my way that's not allowing me to function in a healthy, powerful way. And so there's nothing wrong with the word dysfunction. I think there's this connotation, this negative connotation to it that people have where they don't want to be labeled or they don't want to be put in a box. But I think there's something empowering about, you know, the first time you realize that there are some either major dysfunctions or minor dysfunctions that are getting in your way, that if you can actually identify them in a conscious level and start making the tweaks and the course corrections, you can actually live an extraordinary, powerful life.
Well, not wanting to be dysfunctional is a dysfunction in itself.
Well,
right?
just you resisting
Yes.
that there's some possibility that you're dysfunctional, but being open to the possibility that I am, and then being willing to embrace it, and then embrace it so that you can dance with it and then let it go, to move on to making the course correction, I think, is the power play.
It's like it's on a whole nother level, but it kind of makes me laugh because I know, every now and then in church, our pastor will, when he talks about, if you've, sinned or made mistakes or whatever, he says, if anybody in here has ever made a mistake in their life, raise their hand. And there's actually people who don't raise their hand. And it's like, are you serious right now? Are you going to try to tell me you're perfect?
Yeah, it's funny because you can have somebody in front of you, and if I'm coaching you and I'm saying, my experience of you is that you're being very defensive right now. And in that statement, they're going, no, I'm not. It just contradicts exactly what they're defending. That if they're saying, no, I'm not, you're being defensive to the possibility that you're showing up as defensive. Just it is contradictory.
Yeah.
And so to get somebody to see that, and it takes a little bit of while, it takes a little bit of patience for me to point out that, look, even in you saying, no, you're not, is being defensive. So to get somebody to really look at that, and that could be a minor dysfunction that we don't realize that we're operating because we're unconscious to some level. And there's some quirkiness and there's some things that are getting in our way of reaching our full potential that we're not really fully aware of. And that's the power of having somebody point those out to you. When it's packaged up as a coach that has you win or want you to win or fighting for you to win, and they're on your team, you're able to take that feedback and you're not taking it personal. You're not getting all depressed about it. Your coach wants you to win, and you're like that in the gym. You give yourself permission to call people on some stuff. What I like most about you, what you're learning and you're taking it to a whole nother level, is learning how to say it in a way that empowers people rather than disempowers them. Mm-hmm. And I know that I can see your face light up when you're in the gym and you find that one verbiage or the couple of words that you've just made little shifts in to get somebody to see some of their dysfunction without making them feel bad and wrong about it.
Yeah, and it's like, as a coach, whether you're a life coach, transformational coach, athletic coach, football coach, fitness coach, whatever, I believe you've become a coach because you want to be a difference maker. And what I'm hearing you say is, because I know myself, I used to, and I still do, I want to help everybody. But if I truly want to wrap my head around that concept to help everybody, it's like if you think about, correct me if I'm wrong, think about it like this. If I'm going to go win the Super Bowl, as we got Super Bowl coming up, right? Am I going to put my best players on the team and go win, or I'm just going to just get a bunch of guys who want to play football and let's go play and win? No, I got to put my best players on the team so I can go win the championship, because then if I go win the championship, I got more power, I got more fans, I got more people going to follow me. Now maybe they'll listen to my message. If I got a bunch of people and we don't go win, I don't do any good. So we got to get those people that are leaders. I love how you said once, what did you say? You said, I want, what was that? You said something about followers, but I don't want
I said, I was sharing with you that, in the last 20 years of doing, transformational work, I've had, maybe a couple dozen people ask me, if I had ever considered becoming a pastor or a minister of a church. And my response to them is that I'm in the business to create more leaders. I'm not necessarily in the business to create followers. If I wanted to be the guru and have people following me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I literally got clear that I want to build champions. I want to empower people to be their own leader. Now, I get that they got to follow me for a little while, but I'm really building you up so that you can fly away from the nest. Mm-hmm. This is my theory, especially when it comes to parenting, is build your kids up so that they don't need you. Build them up with so much strength and validity and so much power that when they really fly away from the nest, their wings are solid and they're strong, and that they're not calling you for everything. They're going to call you for a few things to get some insight, but they're not dependent on you. And that's what happens, I think, when we talk about leadership. What kind of a leader are you? Are you building other leaders, or are you building followers? And some leaders really don't know how to be the extraordinary kind of leaders that build other leaders because they haven't worked on themselves enough or intensified enough to be able to get to that level. Some, they're leading because they've got enough followers following them.
And it comes right back to, again, where we started. It's if you don't like the word dysfunction, I'm sitting here, let's call it a weakness. Your weakness, if that makes you feel better.
Or areas of improvement.
Or, areas of improvement.
Whatever
but
you need to
if
call
you want
it
to be best,
yourself.
you got to be, it's like, as a trainer, I say this all the time. I was saying it to my class the other day, and they're looking at me and they're going, are you leaving, coach? What's going on? I'm saying, no, I'm not leaving. But I'm the kind of coach where I don't, and I see them all the time, and honestly, just getting real, it infuriates me when I see these posts from these supposed fitness professionals who've taken an unwritten oath to help others to be, get in shape and all this stuff. And then they've got somebody who's lost 50 pounds, 100 pounds, and they're like, hey, look at so-and-so. I helped them to do this, and I did this for them. And if it wasn't for my gym, they wouldn't have been able to do this. But look at me, and look at me, and look at me, and look at me. And they unempower these people to be followers that all of a sudden the trainer's not in the equation and they fall apart.
That's right.
They don't know what to do. I want to, when my time comes or I decide to move on or whatever, I want them, hey, they're a little bummed, but I'm not there, but they're good. They got the tools to go on.
Now there's some dysfunction in that type of coaching, and that coach has, or that mentor has a little bit of dysfunction getting in the way of helping them get to the next level. Now, do they create some awesome results, and are they a great coach? Absolutely. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to help that person. But no matter what level you're on, including myself, I got dysfunctions, that I get to still keep tweaking to help me get to the next level. And you living in the illusion that you don't, I think, is a dysfunction itself for you not realizing that there's areas of improvement for you to get to. The question is are you willing to get real and honest about that? Hey, there's a possibility that there are some dysfunctions that I'm operating from that are getting in my way.
And that's the most people, because you know what? Let's not be wrong. It's not fun. Like even, it hurts, dude. I'm not like, I think I do a great job of keeping that poker face on the game face. But if you for 1 minute think when I get called on stuff, or, when we were doing that intense training and, people said not great things about me or called out my weakness, you think I was like, that didn't hurt? Of course it hurt, but I want to be better. I want to be better, so I'm okay. I'll go home and have my Lionel Richie pity party. I'm allowed, my wife gives me 3 days, max, that's it. Play the records. Hello, is anybody out there? And then get back up and, just suck it up. You got to be able to take some criticism and turn it into positivity.
But that's why that's why I come to the conclusion this game of personal growth and transformation isn't for everybody. It's for everybody when they get fed up. It's for people when they are tired, when they're exhausted, when they're suffering to a point where they just get clear that they don't want this no more, and they flip an internal switch within them that says there's got to be something different out there. I'm tired of this. And when you get tired, all of a sudden you now start looking for other people to support you. It's like when you're ready, the teacher will appear. Mm-hmm. And the people that like search me out or call me or, hey, I want, a session with you, or hey, can we do a trial or whatever it is, it's because I know that there's something that's inside of them that has been calling forth this champion inside of them, ready to do the work necessary to get to the next level. I got to be honest with you. People are not excited to work on themselves. It's a game. For me, it's literally a game of for champions. You literally have to have this warrior inside of you. And I think that we all do. But this warrior is asleep. What's the gentleman, the big guru guy on the big motivational guy? What's his name?
Oh,
with the big head.
Yeah, with the big head and the big hands. He's got a big head. It is what it is.
All right,
he's got a lot of greatness in that.
In proportioned body parts. Oh, but he's got a book called Awakening the Giant Within, which I love that title.
Great book, yeah.
And the book, but the title just speaks volumes. There's a giant inside of everybody. There's this champion, this warrior that's waiting silently to be summoned, to be called forth, to be claimed, for you to decide that you're that, and then muster up everything inside you to become that warrior and that champion in your life through the choices you make and the results that you're creating. It's great to think that you're a champion and believe in yourself, but if you're not manifesting anything tangible to validate it, it's just a belief. It's just a dream. It's just a wish.
You're just talking.
Everyone has potential, but the greatest saying that one of my mentors said, potential's not good enough. And I go, why? And he goes, because everyone's got it. But not everyone implements it. Not everyone puts the rubber to the mat. Not everyone takes that potential and actually parlays it into extraordinary results. And everyone has that potential. It's just who's going to flip that switch. And it's so exciting to see people when they find that little courage to dig down deep and discover that part of them.
And it really is about a switch. I saw a little young girl in my class, and I watched that, and the switch flipped for her in that class. For that she had a breakthrough. You can just see it, the difference in the eyes. I share a quick story with you on a personal level because there's 98% of the success is enjoyed by 2 or 3% of our population, and like you said, we all have the same thing. So why is that? And it's just like you said, because people don't flip the switch. They don't want to do the work. I remember going back, I was like 15 or 16. I had no desire to be an actor at all. I was the jock. My aunt had this acting studio, and she called me and said, hey, I got one of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood coming in. I'm like, no, I'm not going, Auntie. She goes, there's going to be a lot of girls there. I said, I'll be there. What time does it start? So I kind of went there as a young kid, but I got to do the scene and everything, and it was a great weekend, and there's the big casting director, Tony Shepard. You might recognize the name. He did, Charlie's Angels and all those shows. And anyways, the moral of the story is at the end of this weekend, there were over 1,000 people except me. They all want to be actors. They were there because they want to be an actor. And he said, I'm going to give you a secret. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to be successful. And as sure as I'm going to tell every one of you, none of you are going to do it. And he told us what to do, and we did this thing. 18 years later, I became, I was very successful in Hollywood. He told us to write a thank you note, put a 8x10 in there, blah, blah, blah. I called up my agent. I said, I want to meet with Tony and thank him for, where I am. And he said, Tony doesn't see anybody. I said, call him, set up the appointment. He said, hey, he called me back. He said, you're not going to believe it. You got an appointment tomorrow with Tony Shepard. So I walk in, and as I'm walking in his office, he had this big desk with a chair. And as I'm walking up to his office, I'm all nervous up to his desk. I could see my original headshot. And as I'm walking, I'm thinking, I can't believe my manager sent this picture. I don't even have hair anymore. And as I get to his desk, he said, you see that? And I said, I was about to apologize. And he said, do you know, out of those 1,000 people that I told them what to do, you were the only one who did it. And look where you are and look where they are.
Wow.
When we get back, we're going to talk a little more about that, guys. You're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.